What's up guys, it's Joe from YugiBOOM, and today I'm going to bring you some Shaddoll dinos. What's up guys? So I know this deck's been done a number of times. This is one of the decks I play with my friends a lot, just on the side. Mine's not too different from the average version, but I do have my own little things I like to run, and let's get right into it. So, starting off with our typical dinosaur stuff, I have the 3 soul-eating Oviraptors. Now, of course, he's your main searcher or your foolish burial for dinosaurs, He's really nice to open with sometimes, but he's actually not what you're usually wanting to open up with in this build, but he's still just going to be one of the most important dinosaur monsters for a while. Then I run 2 Overtext Quatless. I don't really need to see the need for 3. I don't really like to see it in my hand ever. He's mainly just to dump for the pill spell card. And then to go along with that, I'm also running 2 of the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Now, I've gone back and forth with 3 a lot in this deck. I miss 3 sometimes. So I will, as I go throughout the deck profile, I'll give you guys, tips that you could switch up ratios if you're not comfortable with like the number that I choose to run. And then continuing on with our little dinosaurs, I have 2 Giant Rex, because Giant Rex is going to summon himself when he's banished. It's only once per turn, but you're going to want to be able to use Giant Rex and sometimes just have an extra dino in the hand. Then for our 1-of dinosaurs, I have the 1 Doggeron, because you can search the kaiju out, so get an out for an annoying monster. The 1 Giraffe-Dialeo, because I still like the little synchro plays that dinos can get every now and then. The 1 Miscellaneousaurus, of course, because he's going to help protect your dinosaurs, as well as summon extra dinosaurs out while he's in your graveyard. And then I am running 1 Baby Ceratosaurus right now still as well. Mind you, also the main deck for this deck is 41 cards. So I'll explain at the end what you could do to either make it 40 or what I'm thinking of doing to maybe make it 42. So that's it for our dinosaurs for the deck. Next is our Predaplants. So of course we got the 3 Orphis Scorpio. And having a lot of dark monsters in this deck and running a lure, I'm not really comfortable with the Darlington Cobra only at 1, so I am running 2. Now, yes, this could be bricky at times, but it's similar to like the Brilliant Fusion Engine. I'm just one of those players who's not really worth the risk of like drawing the only 1 copy of Garnet and stuff like that. So same thing with the Predaplants. They're an instant Wee Witch for you, and they'll get out your Shaddoll fusion, and they can set you up for some spicy plays. For the Shaddolls, and this is another thing that I'm testing and experimenting with, I am only running 2 Beast and 2 Hedgehog, simply because I'm just banking on going second a lot and dumping. Now, the only thing I would really do to change this is maybe put the Squamata or the Dragon or something right back in, just as an extra Shaddoll target. And that's one idea I have, to just put an extra Shaddoll and make this a 42 card deck. But I'm also thinking of adding Ash Blossoms into this deck as well, so I'll have to see with what works. But for now, right now, I'm just running the 4 Shaddoll. It does suck a little bit when you're really like resource dry, but hopefully you OTK enough in this deck to where you don't really need to worry about your resources as long as you're just getting your big play off. So that's it for our monsters. Moving on to our spells. We are going to start off with, of course, 3 Allure of Darkness. So you have a lot of darks in your deck. You just need to get to the more important combo pieces that facilitate your hand better. So sometimes you're just going to need to pitch out some of those guys, maybe even an Oviraptor, just to get some draws off. Then going with the Allure, 3 Fossil Dig. Fossil Dig is your searcher for any level 6 or lower dinosaur. Pretty much an extra copy of almost every dinosaur in your deck, with the exception of I believe Quatless and Ultimate Conductor. That's those. For a bunch of 2-ofs, I'm running 2 Twin Twister. So I'm keeping Twin Twister for now, but this is another card I was thinking of cutting to main 2 hand traps instead, whether it be Ash or Ghost Ogre, simply because back row's becoming a lot less apparent in meta unless you're playing like Paleozoic. Like, even most of the most powerful decks right now don't even run like the Solemn Brigade and stuff, so popping back row has been a little slower honestly, for this deck at least, so I've been trying to make it more aggressive. So that's another option if you, somebody who can't build a deck without hand traps, I would definitely maybe cut the Twin Twister to more of a side card to run some hand traps. But continuing on, I run 2 Gold Sark. I also experimented with this card at 3. It's really nice to open with it because, you know, then you can hit it first before most of your other plays and get the free Giant Rex on board. It's just at 3 sometimes I'd pop up with him and I'd pop up with that and a Giant Rex in hand a lot, when sometimes you don't want both. Like, even though, yeah, I can still hit the other Giant Rex in deck, I don't really want to have the card that a card is targeting, if that makes any sense, both in the hand. So I cut Gold Sark back down to 2, and it's been working pretty decently for me for now. So sorry for that mouthful, and I hope that made sense. Going on to some of the stuff that helps with your combos, we got 2 Shaddoll Fusion. Now, I used to run this at 3, then I ran this at 2 with El Shaddoll Fusion at 1. But when Super Poly came back, I just started to tweak around with the like, you know, ratios. But to be honest, I really do not miss this at 3 right now. Like, as crazy as it sounds, 2 is working pretty decently for me. To go with another side of the summoning, we run 2 Evolution Pill, and the same theory with this, because I'm not running the 3rd Ultimate Conductor, and I don't really want to get the Quatless on board as often as like maybe like Dino Thunder Dragons might or something else like that. So double Evolution Pill 2, another card I don't want to see, that I want to get out of the deck with a combo, you know? So for the 1-ups of our spells, we're going to have the 1 Foolish, the 1 Monster Reborn, Raigeki, Dark Hole, and then aforementioned Super Poly. So with Super Poly, for me, I have 3 potential targets. I mean, obviously we all wish Construct was back because there's a lot of good light monsters out there. But you could still use Super Poly on like a Vorlode or something and get rid of it for your Winda, or a lot of those other really powerful like dark monsters that are out right now. And then I'll get into the extra deck to explain a little bit more of like what we do. Alright guys, extra deck wise, now I haven't really tweaked the extra deck to really be link friendly. It's really, the links are just kind of there to help you set up a little bit more, so it's just a little simple. So I'm running 2 Wee Witch. Even though your Ultimate Conductor is light, Wee Witch still is probably one of the easiest ones for you to make. Unless we get some link that says like just 2 dinosaur monsters or something like that, you know, like, but for now I got 2 Wee Witches and the 1 Underclock Taker. These are really just easy to make link monsters for you, and it's just to get space for you to get at least 1 Shaddoll out with your Ultimate Conductor. And sometimes, occasionally, if you can get the Wee Witch, you might, and depending on your hand, you might be able to open with a little something extra. But that's it for the links for now in this deck. For the Shaddoll Fusions, I have 2 Winda, 2 Shekinaga, and 1 Grista. So I know it seems like a lot of fusions to have in the deck, but Winda is still really good, limiting to only 1 special summon a turn. Shekinaga, I believe, stops the monster effects by sending a Shaddoll card. And she's a level 10, so she works with the rank 10 that I choose to run in this, because she can be exceeded with your Ultimate Conductor. And then a lot of people don't like Grista. She negates a special summon, I believe. But the main reason I run her is her needing a fire monster. It's an extra way for me to get the Miscellaneousaurus down to the graveyard. Assuming they have an extra deck monster, of course. Then so this way you can just dump a Shaddoll and Miscellaneousaurus from the deck. So I really like this card, and it's very unseen and unexpected. So that's it for the Shaddolls until we get Construct back. For the Exceeds, I also kept them really simple. It's 2 Lagia, because he's still one of the best, you know, for dinos. I mean, being pretty much a solemn really helps. Then the 1 Dolka. Don't really like Dolka at 2. I mean, you could do 2 Dolka and 1 Lagia instead, whatever you prefer. But I like the Dolka at 1. Then I just gave myself 1 Castel as an extra out for cards. I mean, this could be any rank 4 you choose. I mean, maybe an Exciton Knight, maybe something like that if you want to, whatever rank 4, and a Dweller if you want to add more of like a shutdown aspect. But that's it for the rank 4 for me, besides the Dino exclusive ones. And then I run the 1 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max. He takes the 2 level 10s, and believe it or not, there will be plenty of times where you have a Shekinaga and Conductor on the field, and then after doing some damage you can just exceed and burn for an additional 2k. And then for the synchros, just simple like normal, not much has changed, just the one Chambara and the one Trishula. You won't make these that often. I mean, you'll make this a lot more often than you will make Trishula, but every time I take Trishula out this deck, I kid you not, I sit on a board that I could easily make her. And I'm like, well, great. And then I end up just linking away for like something really simple instead. So that is it for the deck, guys. Just a little quick, tutorial. It's a play you guys might have seen before, but for those who don't know, whenever you open with an Orphis Scorpio, assuming your opponent has an extra deck monster and you're going second. So let's just pretend you had any like monster in the hand to discard, doesn't really matter. Let's just, to get his effect off. He will summon this from the deck. Darlington Cobra will add your Shaddoll fusion. Then you will link these two away for your Wee Witch up here. Then after that, you will activate your Shaddoll fusion and then, like I said, assuming they have an extra deck monster and you went second, you send a Shaddoll of your choice and a dark monster, so you'll send Quatless. And then that will get you the Winda. Then they'll both resolve, so depending on how you choose to chain, you'll get a draw and a search off. So you'll get the double evolution pill, and then just a random draw. And I would still have cards in my hand too, besides the Orphis Scorpio and what I discarded. So it all depends on what you open with as well. Then of course, you just double evolution pill with him and one of the non-dinos. And then from your deck, you get your ultimate Conductor Tyranno. So this is a play that a lot of people know and do, and it's pretty simple, and it's really cookie cutter, and it's really easy to get off. And like I said, extra cards in your hand and opening different. It just sucks because depending on when you make Winda, it can limit your play. But if you can get the right stuff off, it's a nice little combo that still comes in handy to this day. So that's it for my Shaddoll dinos. I don't really run nothing too crazy. I'm not really flooded my version with like a bunch of hand traps. But like I said, you can add more extras if you'd like. I'm still debating on whether to knock this down to 40 or just pump up the extra card to 42. So let us know in the comment section below what kind of dinos you run. If you find Shaddolls dinos to be better in a different version, let us know below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what deck profiles you want to see, what old decks you want us to try to revive. And yeah, we're hoping to bring some more to you guys soon.